I'm going to test your boxing knowledge. Is his trainer, is it Julian Chua? Do you know?
Yeah.
Trainer? Is it Julian Chua?
Yep.
He is a really damn good trainer.
Think so?
I do.
Under the tutelage.
Is he Freddie Roach guy?
Yeah.
So and it was just one of those things where it's tough to evaluate trainers in general because it's like you have the fighter, like how much are they doing? But they went to the corner early. Obviously, the fight didn't last too long, but he went to the corner and it was really good, concise, detailed instructions.
Shout out to Julian. That's kind of who he's always been. When I met Julian was when I first started going out to LA. I don't think he was an amateur, I believe. I don't think he ever turned pro. I could be wrong. Excuse me if I am. I don't think he ever turned pro, but he loves the boxing game and he was always at the wild card, so much so that he just started to hang around until the last man would leave. And then he started to hang around with Freddie Roach. Yeah. And then he starts to train guys. I'm like, you're too young to train guys. And he found his niche. He found who he's supposed to be to boxing. To your point, you see his personality. He's able to really connect with his fighters. It's not just Zordo, who I've seen him work with. He's really connected to his fighters. He's got the education, of course, a lot of that coming from Freddie Roach himself, but also the fact that he has just, a lot like you, has just studied the game, studied different styles, and the list goes on. Not everybody out there has to be a world championship fighter in order to become a world championship coach. Yeah. Julian Chua is one of those. He almost called it to the T. It's Cleveland, right?
So in the corner, he was saying, he was like, yeah, just throw these, step to the side, and throw your left hand to the body, hit him in the liver. Repeated it. Zerto acknowledged it. He almost called it. He did kind of step offside, but he got him with the right hand to stop it. But yeah, Zerto.
So along with Marvin, he's been like his main understudy for Freddie.
Yeah, I would say in recent years he's been one of his main understudies.
That's really important though because Freddie learned from Eddie.
Yep.
Eddie Futch, and it's just so important. I think that these tricks and tools of the trade get passed down generation. We don't want to lose them.
It's got to go to the right people. And I'm not saying this about Julian because we're on this podcast, anything like that, but I consider him to be one of the right people because he gets education and knowledge and he knows how to use it. Yeah. Not everyone knows how to use it. You lose some things. He's a special individual when it comes to teaching and disciplining. And that, as I've been told before, it takes a special person to be a teacher. Whether you're teaching a fifth grader, a kindergartner, or a high schooler, even in the universities, it takes a special person to be able to do it the way it's supposed to be done. Well, Julian Chua, shout out to him.
I was certainly impressed.
Freddie's rap, over the last 10 years was he's gonna have you offensively go. Yeah. Let your hands go. But there's obviously gotta be more to it than that from the Freddie Roach school of boxing. What would you say it is, Shawn?
That's honestly, that's what I got from. Right. That is what I got from Freddie. Freddie, there were certain things that I already did. He says, I love that. I'll go ahead and say one. He says, you know what? You feint a lot. I said, yeah. He says, man, that's a lost art in boxing. He says, nobody feints anymore. Keep doing it. And when he said that, I mean, my feints multiplied. You know what I mean? Like when a man like
Shawn
that
didn't throw a punch the whole first round of his next fight.
And then again, go back to my dad. My dad never said, here, work with my son. My dad never said, you go to the ring with my son. My dad said, you know what? If you give me your knowledge, I'll use what you give me, and I'll make sure my son's successful. And so what does my dad tell me? My dad said, you should be feinting or punching or feinting. And if you're not doing either of those, you need to be moving the head or moving your feet. You should never be standing still in the boxing ring, and you should never be inactive. Feints or punching or feinting. And, we made a living doing that. What's up? I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Ant. Follow me on IG, Ant with 2 T's. Let's do it. Let's do it again.
All right. Just introduce yourself.
Okay.
And then you tell them what to do. I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Anthony Brenagh.
Carson Merk. Like, subscribe, comment.
This is the Porter Way.